What's up, everybody? In this video, we're going to cover the things that I picked up in my thrifting haul over the weekend. Let's get it. All right, to get started, the first one I went to this weekend was at a local church doing a rummage sale. And yes, whenever I start seeing these things, I start getting excited because that means that yard sale season is just around the corner. And this was a pretty good sale for me. So to start off, when I walked in, one of the first things I found was the electronics table. I know it's a VHS, it's a Sharp. It doesn't seem like much, like, hey, VHSs are kind of out of style, but not on eBay. Finding the right kind of VHS players will sell. When the price is marked 50 cents, this will fetch me about $30. The next item from the sale was a Sanyo VHS DVD combo. This isn't like among VHS DVD combos, it's not like one of the hottest sellers, but they do sell for about 30 bucks when the price is $1. If this is in working condition, that's an easy $5 for me. There was a couple other electronics mixed in that were kind of like little game type things that I picked up, some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Nothing fancy, nothing that's probably going to sell for that great of an amount of money. Whether I sell it all, it may just end up getting donated. Next up, started hitting the clothing. These are walls. I'm not going to lift them all the way up, but these are vintage walls, insulated coveralls. Kind of going out of season right now, but at $7.50, and that's a 3X size. It is probably going to go anywhere from 50 to 75 bucks on a good day. So even if I had to sit on it for a year until the next hunting season rolls around, that was a pretty good pickup. That was the highest priced clothing item that I had at this sale. Next up was a pair of camo Wrangler pants. They were marked $3, but I think they got them to me for $1. So not going to sweat that one too much. Camo sells. And even if it's Wrangler, which isn't always the hottest brand when it comes to clothing, camo will sell. All right, next up, these are all the dollar clothing. They just had a ton of clothing for $1, and this was actually on a throwback pile that somebody put up. These are Carhartt pants, size 36, Carhartts, and especially I believe that these are Carpenter's. So Carpenter pants sell really well in Carhartt. If you find Carhartt, pick them up. All right, so also when these are $1, I don't mind picking up some of these items. They're not like, I treat them almost like Ben's items. So like I'm not going to pay $3 for some of this stuff because turnaround is not going to be great. These Columbia shorts here. Yeah, nothing fancy, but for $1, I'll be able to flip a profit on them, especially coming into season. This is an Under Armour polo. These are the loose Under Armours. Under Armour tends to sell. The polos aren't great, but at $1, like I said, I'll get my money back for sure, plus some. Next up are these Nike Golf slacks. I haven't looked up comps on these yet. Nike is kind of a flooded market, but I'm not really sure what these will go for. Like I said, at $1, I'm willing to take the risk. This is a brand that I typically won't pick up, and it's not because I even had this debate with somebody like, Polo's not a bad brand, and it's not, but it's an extremely flooded market on eBay, and so you're going to sit on Polo for a while. But these are really, really ugly shorts, and sometimes ugly sells on eBay, and we're coming into the spring season. Being a Polo brand at $1, I'll take that deal too. Columbia PFG t-shirt. PFGs I think stands for, oh yeah, it says it on the back here, performance fishing gear. Anytime you can use fishing as a keyword, that helps your sales. Probably shouldn't be giving away my secrets like that, but fishing, it wasn't really my secret. I learned it from somebody else on YouTube. So fishing is a good thing if you can justify it as a fishing shirt. PFG, that will do pretty well at $1. Continuing on, this is a Columbia. I couldn't find a size on it, but at $1, I think I can probably get a roundabout size on it. but this is a PFG vented polo. Use that term, vented. Use fishing. That'll sell. Just another Under Armour loose polo. I may lot those 2 loose polos up. I don't know. Just depends on what the comps are going to look like. Next, not really familiar with the brand, but I kind of liked the print on it. Iron. What is that? Iron Star? I don't know. Is that like a band or something? Maybe a band, but it's a pretty cool print. And so, I don't know. I'll see what I can find on that. $1. I was willing to go on it. Nike Pro Golf Polo. Once again, all these are really in good shape for $1. OP board shorts. And these feel like they're really size 38. So board shorts, these aren't necessarily swim trunks. Or use the term board shorts. And pretty good sellers. I don't know if OP is that great of a brand, but once again, we're coming into that season, and at $1, it'll be great. Some really ugly Abercrombie and Fitch shorts, but this plaid pattern will probably find a way to sell it. It's also a button fly. I never really got into the button flies. I remember when it was kind of a thing when I was a kid, and I really wanted a pair of button fly jeans, and then you discover the problem with button fly when you have to go to the bathroom as a guy. Not to go into too much detail there, but yeah, I never really got the whole button fly craze. Maybe you did. Leave a comment below if you enjoy button fly. Another Under Armour loose polo. I'm telling you, like, I did really well at this churchyard sale. I love churchyard sales because they're just pricing this stuff just to go. I couldn't figure out what this brand is, and I'm probably gonna have to. Oh, it's Volcom. Okay, Volcom I think is a pretty good seller. I just thought the print was really cool. It got like little aliens and pyramids and stuff like that. So, cool. That's a little happy surprise there. I just picked it up just because of the print. Alright, next up, not sure if this is going to sell for that great of a price, but this is a Stranger Things Camp Nowhere shirt. Thought it was pretty cool. I enjoy Stranger Things. Somebody who enjoys Stranger Things will probably pick that up for a pretty good deal. All right, this was just kind of a guess. I'm not sure if Free Country is a good brand or not, but it felt like a really nice polo, and so I went ahead and picked it up. Salt Life shirt. It's printed on the back. I will label this as fishing as well, and it looks like it's pretty clean. So a lot of times you get fishing gear and it's been out fishing, so it's dirty and nasty. But so far, all the stuff that I've found here has been pretty clean. Man, I hated to pick this up. Not because it's a bad item. It's Nike. It's a little pullover windbreaker, extra large. I just don't like that team. I'm an LSU fan. Go Tigers, but if Ole Miss wants to give me their stuff to sell, I'll sell it. And finally from this sale is another Nike Pro Golf shirt. So all in all, probably a really good haul. I spent a grand total of $37 for all that stuff. If I just sell the VHS player or the DVD combo, that pays for the whole haul. So really going to be a good turnaround long term on these items. So let's continue on. All right, not too far from the churchyard sale was another household yard sale. They claimed they were trying to raise money to send their daughter on a mission trip. Wasn't a whole lot there that I could figure out. There was a lot of homeschooling stuff. To be honest with you, I've never spent time pricing homeschooling stuff. I'm sure there's a market out there for it, but I just didn't want to risk it. However, there were a few items. Weren't great, but I think I'll still be able to get some money out of it. This is a Carhartt. This is an insulated jacket. It's got a lot of paint and a little staining on it here and there. However, the reason why I picked this up, first of all, using the term trucker jacket with it being insulated, but it's a work jacket. Those things are really expensive. Even when you find them on eBay, really expensive. I figure I can cut a pretty good price on there. somebody will get it because they're just using it for outside work a lot of times. They're not into it for a fashion show. So sometimes like these work type jeans and pants, you can get away with a little bit. Next up, I wasn't really sure on these, but these feel almost like board shorts. I'm not really sure. They're just really thin. Denali, I'm not really familiar with the brand. May not be worth a whole lot, but when I tell you the final price, you'll see that I was kind of fine with picking that up. J. Crew, not typically a brand I pick up, but it's not that it's a bad brand. It's just a flooded market, and so it probably won't sell that quickly. But it's a nice shirt in good condition. J. Crew used to be pretty big on eBay, but it's not quite as much anymore. And then the last item I picked up there was another pair of Carhartt canvas style carpenter pants. These also have staining on them, some rippage at the bottoms. However, once again, these are work clothes. These are kind of vintage, and the vintage Carhartt carpenter pants, it's a pretty good market out there for it. So I have no doubt that I'll sell through most of that stuff there. Lady only wanted $5 for everything there, so I was cool with that. I quickly pulled that $5 out. So on to the next one. All right, this next sale was starting on a Monday rummage sale, which is really weird. It's a Monday through Friday thing. I was unable to go on Monday because I had prior obligations with my work. I was a little bit concerned about going on a Tuesday because when it comes to thrifting, when you're in an area where there's other resellers, a lot of times that stuff gets picked through really quick and really early. So I was a little bit concerned, but I was like, well, with it starting on a Monday, maybe some of the other resellers have the same issue that I have. So I went ahead and took a risk on it, and I'm glad I did. Pretty good little sale, and I'm going to show you some of the spoils from that. First up, I found these Sony headphones. At first, Sony is a good brand, but sometimes their headphones aren't that great. You can find cheap ones that are just like next to nothing. But these felt pretty solid. Went ahead and I looked up comps on them while I was there because they wanted $5 for the pair. These go for, in working condition, a little over $100 on eBay. So once again, glad I went to this place. Next up, their clothing was marked up a little bit, and the stuff that they had marked up, I just wasn't that interested in. $2 for shirts, $4 for pants, and most of them were just not that great of brands. But then I found a rack of clothes that were marked up a little bit higher, and I decided to take a look through them, and I found a few items. So first up was for $5. It's a FootJoy pullover button-up windbreaker. Thought it was really cool. Willing to pay up a little bit on it because I think it'll sell. Once again, though, I get a little concerned because this stuff's starting to get to where it's going to go out of season. Next up, this was $3, but this is a Adidas Climacool polo shirt, new with tags. I figured this one, like I said, I didn't really look up comps on it, but being new with tags, Adidas is a pretty good seller. I was willing to pay up a little bit on that as well with it being new with tags. And then finally, this one, at first I thought it was a women's shirt, and I'm glad that I went ahead and checked it out. Look at some of the designs on this thing. Really cool embroidered pattern, like roses, and it's definitely a men's shirt because the buttons are on the right placket of the shirt. And then I saw the brand, and it was Scully. Something about that just kind of screamed my name. I've never found Scully products before, but I felt like I'd be foolish not to pick this up at $4. That is one item I did look at the comps at when I went out to my truck, because sometimes Western wear can be really good, and I thought that that was a really, really intricate design on that shirt. And Scully comps go anywhere from 50 to 75 bucks easy on one of these shirts. If you find their jackets and stuff like that with like all the little, I guess the little leather tasseling on it and stuff like that, apparently goes for like crazy amounts. So that is probably my biggest clothing find that I've come across in my area. So to say that I was stoked when I found it and saw the comps, I was truly stoked. So all in all, for that sale, I spent about 17 bucks. I think I made out all right. And my final sale of the week that I went to, my little connection that buys up storage sheds and things like that, had a few more gaming items for me, and I went and picked them up. I'm not going to really show them here because I've got them. I've got them hooked up. I'm testing them as we speak. One of them is a PlayStation 3 Fat, which is one of the original PlayStations. I think he was a little shocked when I paid up for it, but when you go and you look at comps on these things, now he doesn't test his items, so I did pay him what I would pay for an untested PlayStation 3 Fat, which is about 30 bucks. You can get about 100 bucks on them in non-working condition. In working condition, it's like 350 bucks easy. So I was shocked when I saw that. And various gaming controllers, an Xbox controller, an NES controller, and a little pouch of games. Roundabout, that it was a pretty good haul. I paid up because he's always been good to me, and I'm trying to keep that connection open. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to go and buy some clothing from him. I told him I'd pay $5 per garbage bag, and I think he's into storage units because he wants to find gold and silver. And like I told him, to me, the gold and silver is in the products that I can find and I can list on eBay. If I can pick up an item for $1 and sell it for 75 bucks, you're not going to find that rate of increase in the stock market, that's for sure. So all that to say is a really good week again of thrifting. I didn't even have to hit any thrift stores this week, which I'm thankful for. I hope that the yard sales start picking up, because I get stoked at yard sales, because sometimes people know what they have, and then other times they really don't know what they have. And sometimes I like to surprise them a little bit by paying up a little bit for their items, just so I can kind of bless them in a way too. But all that to say, did you see anything in here that you thought was cool? Anything that you thought, man, that's going to sell really well? Maybe I picked up some items that you're like, man, that was a really boneheaded move. Leave a comment down below, because I can do some pretty boneheaded things. So anyway, with that said, love you guys very much. And laissez le bon temps rouler.